What's going on, everybody? It's Stas here. Welcome back to another video. So in today's video, we're going to be doing an overall market update as well as another trading update, and we're just going to talk about what happened today in the stock market. So for those of you guys that are new to my channel, my name is Stas, and I make videos dealing with swing trading, day trading, long-term investing, and my personal philosophies and strategies when it comes down to investing and trading in the stock market. So for those of you guys that want to learn more about that, feel free to drop a like, leave a comment, subscribe, and follow me on Instagram as well as on Twitter, and join our Discord group chat as well as our Facebook group. All of those are linked down below in the description box. So the markets are about to close in about 20 minutes, and for those of you guys that have been paying attention to the overall markets today on October 30th, we know that we had a very nice, solid pullback day, a very nice, solid green day in the overall market. So the Dow Jones, guys, is up about $340 as of right now. The S&P is up about $33, and the NASDAQ is up about $58. So green day overall, guys, in the stock market. And if we look a little bit closer here on the 20-day 1-hour chart, the Dow Jones is technically still in that channel that we were talking about in yesterday's video. And let me just draw these trend lines for you very quickly, and we can see that it's still in that trend line. So, tomorrow, guys, I wouldn't be too shocked if we do get rejected here by the 50 SMA in terms of the Dow Jones, and we have a red day tomorrow and we continue into this channel, because in yesterday's video, guys, I was talking about how today it was very likely, in terms of my personal opinion, that the Dow Jones was going to have, and the overall markets in general, were going to have a bounce back green day. And that's exactly what ended up happening. We opened up, consolidated a little bit, sold off a little bit, and then we shot up, and now we're trending right below this this channel, and we're also trending right below this 50 SMA, which has been a resistance point in the past. So the markets tomorrow, like I said, they could open up red, and it all depends on, what is happening pre-market hours and, what goes down with more of the earnings reports that are coming out today. And Facebook's earnings report is at about 4 o'clock today, post-market hours, after-market hours. So I'm very excited to, tune into that earnings report, tune into that conference call, and see what goes down with Facebook. So let me just get my charger here real quickly. Always, record these videos and forget to put the charger in. But, S&P 500, guys, up 1%. Dow Jones up 1%. Pretty much the NASDAQ is up about 1% as well. But we notice how these are all still in that downwards trending channel of, they push down for a lower low. Now they're pushing up, they're recovering, and, until they pop up, until they break out of this previous resistance point, if we're going to be using the NASDAQ for the example, until, let's say, the NASDAQ pops up above here and breaks back into the 7,000s, or the Dow Jones, pops above here and breaks back into the low 25,000s, I believe that they're going to continue this downwards trending channel. So that's what the overall markets are looking like, guys, as of right now, 3:45 p.m. in the stock market. And now to just talk about a couple of trades that I made today. And today was not that great of a day for me, to be completely honest with you guys. I was kind of flat in terms of my trading, made a little bit of profit, but nowhere near my goal of about $200 to $300 per day. So today, guys, I took an initial trade early on in the markets in Gush, and I wish I held this one throughout the entire day, but I didn't, and I only just day traded this one for a very quick little profit early on in the market. And Gush typically does go up, it does well when the overall markets are doing well. So I noticed that pre-market hours, Gush, or this was actually after market hours yesterday. So after market hours, we were trading right around up here in terms of Gush. So that kind of opened up a margin of profit from the low of the day of about 1830 up to about 1975. And then when we opened up down here, or not opened up, in pre-market hours, we noticed we were back at that 1842, support level roughly, right? And then we opened up, started to push up here, went back to that previous resistance point that we saw after market hours here, and that gave me this margin of profit on Gush from about 1850 up to about 1970. That gave me a very solid profit margin. So what I ended up doing, guys, is that I got back in, not in this initial pullback, but this pullback right here. I got in as it broke above the 180 SMA. So I ended up getting in at about $19.30, I believe. Put more in at about $19 and about 45, 50-ish cents. Then I actually ended up just selling off at about $20. So that trade, guys, I think my average cost was at about like $19.50 or something like that, $19.45, up to $20. I really didn't make too much on this trade. It was only about a 2.5 to 3% trade in terms of Gush, but profit is always good, guys. No matter what profit you guys get in the stock market, it's never a bad idea to take that profit. And that's what I did. It was a quick little scalp trade. So another trade that I made today was in TVIX. And this is the ETF that we've been talking about a lot on this channel. And this one tends to go up in price when the overall markets are selling off. And you may ask me, Stas, why did you trade this today if, the markets were up a ton today, right? Very great day in the markets. Well, I kind of played in and out of it as the markets were in a little sell-off phase. I took some profits there, and I actually held onto a couple of more shares of TVIX that I'm going to be holding overnight. I'm a little bit red on these shares, so this is a little bit more of a risky move on my play or on my part. Right, but I do think that the market is going to open up red tomorrow. We're going to have a red day in the market tomorrow. So that is why I'm taking this calculated risk of holding just a handful of TVIX shares overnight. Because like I said, I took an initial position, added more money into it, and then I ended up taking some profits while saving some of those shares to hold overnight as I realized that the Dow Jones, the S&P, and the NASDAQ were increasing in price, and that this could follow up by a red day tomorrow in the stock market. So let's look a little bit closer on TVIX here. So we saw a lot of movement in it pre-market hours. We noticed it was holding above the 180 SMA very nicely, and we popped up to about $58 in TVIX. Pretty much at the market open. We sold off all the way to about $54.55, giving us this big margin of profit in TVIX right off the bat, guys. That opened up about 6 to 7% in terms of profit margin here. And when I noticed that it started to rebound and started to push up in price here, I took my initial position in TVIX at about $55. And I talked about this in the chat that I was going into TVIX at $55 as well on my Instagram story. And I pretty much wrote it up to about $57 and took that profit. And actually, I got in at 55, put in more at about 55.50, took an initial profit at about $57 as we were nearing that previous resistance point. And that was obviously a good place to take some profits now that we're looking back at it, because we topped off at 57.40, sold off all the way to 54 again, held that same support area at about 54.50. We bounced back up, got rejected here by the SMA here, and this is when I realized that, okay, the markets are going to be green today, just like I called out in yesterday's video. The markets ended up being green because we noticed how TVIX was slowly losing its value, and then towards the end of the day, we saw how much it actually lost its value. So right now, guys, I'm holding, like I said, just a couple of more shares because I do believe we can see a possible bounce up play, a possible rebound in TVIX tomorrow if the markets continue to sell off. So I'm in TVIX right now, guys, holding it overnight. quickly got in and out of Gush, and that's pretty much the only movement in my accounts today. And, recently I haven't been taking too many trades throughout the day. I've been really focusing on 1 to 2 to 3, just a couple of, very strong studied patterns and stocks and ETFs that are in my watch list to trade, over the past couple of days. And I've actually been seeing success focusing on just smaller amounts of stocks and ETFs, because I've seen a bunch of people, and I've done this myself, and it does work for some people, but I've seen a bunch of people just hop in and out of just a ton of stocks, and they're just impatient, right? They're not holding it long enough for that trend to confirm, for that trend to fully reverse. They're pretty much just hopping in. If it doesn't initially go their way, or it goes up just a little bit, they just end up selling off. And they're not just patient enough to hold it for the entirety of the day, or however long, to really get that full profit margin on it, right? So, just focusing on a couple, some more that did very well today. Gush, like I said, we ended off the day $20.62. I pretty much missed out on like 62 cents per share in terms of profit. But again, guys, profit is profit, and I'm not even sweating this whatsoever, because I'm happy with whatever profit. We saw some big volatility today in UGAZ and in DGAZ. If we look over here to the 20-day 1-hour chart, we notice how this one has been losing value over the past couple of weeks, and it's been showing some decent signs of or some decent patterns, giving us the ability to hop in and out of this one and UGAZ. And today, if we look a little bit closer, like I said, pretty big volatility in terms of these natural gas ETFs. We peaked at 85, went all the way down to 77. So that opened up a very big day trade in terms of DGAZ. And I actually missed out on this, but shout out to everyone else in our Discord group chat and in our groups that traded this, because I did see a bunch of people traded DGAZ and did very well with it today, because we opened up, started pushing up, started seeing a ton of volume, a ton of uptrend momentum here. And I was actually thinking about getting in at 1480, literally right here, but I missed that entry point, and I just didn't get in after that, and I missed out on a pretty decent chunk of profit, 6% in terms of DGAZ. So today, guys, was kind of a learning day for me. I really missed out on a bunch of profit, and I really should have caught these signs, but I didn't, right? I missed out on some profit today, made some mistakes, but it's okay, because I did make profit, right? That's the biggest thing. So, guys, we have Facebook earnings today after market hours, literally like right now, pretty much. So I'm gonna hop off this video and go check out what's going on with Facebook earnings, because it is very soon, right? But like I've been saying in the past couple of videos, I've been really just focusing on these inverse ETFs that you see here and these market ETFs that you see here: TVIX, UVXY, QQQ, and TQQQQ. And I haven't really been trading any of the large caps, because when I trade the large caps, I like swinging them. I like usually swinging large cap stocks and pretty much day trading in and out of inverse ETFs, and these market ETFs are not really day trading. Sometimes day trading, and sometimes a couple of day swing trades. So until the market fully turns around and we get that confirming signal that we are reversing in price, that we haven't gotten yet whatsoever, this is not just because we had a $500 day today in terms of the Dow Jones. That is not a reversal whatsoever. I'm talking about, I want to see the Dow Jones pop back up to at least 25,500 before taking any long positions on the large cap stocks. And same thing goes with the S&P, guys. I want to see a pop up at least in this area right here, and the same thing with the NASDAQ. So until then, I'm going to continue day trading and short-term swing trading these inverse ETFs, mainly UGAZ, DGAZ, LABU, LABD, Gush, DRIP, and JNUG and JDST, TVIX, UVXY, QQQ, and TQQQ. So that's pretty much what I ended up doing today, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, feel free to drop a like, leave a comment, subscribe, and follow me on Instagram as well as on Twitter, and join our Discord group chat as well as our Facebook group. And let me know how you guys did down below. Did you guys do well today? Let me know what you traded and how much profit or how much money did you lose. So drop a comment. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Have a great one. Peace out.